boxing. You know, he's a great fighter. Oscar. You know, he's a tough man. He's a tough man. I got a lot of respect for him and a good fighter. Thank you for the competition, buddy. Thank you.
Good fight.
Help me improve, man. Thank you. Respect. Thank you.
You hit the nail on the head there in terms of entertainment. One of the things that makes it so entertaining is we don't quite know what's going to happen. In the 9th round, how hurt were you? He hit you with a peach of an uppercut.
Slash not on. What it is, Mark Ellis told me, when you're moving.
The WBC has officially suspended DILLIAN WHYTE. You know, it's a provisional thing, meaning, you know, you fail a test, they got to suspend you, you know, until it's resolved. So here, let me read it to you. I'm TstreeT Controversy. This is TstreeT Controversy Live at FightView360.com. In a sample UCOD collected from Mr. DILLIAN WHYTE in relation with his bout against Oscar Rivas yielded an adverse finding. In light of that adverse finding and pending the outcome of the WBC's own investigation and adjudicatory process, the WBC is provisionally suspending the WBC's recognition of DILLIAN WHYTE as the WBC interim heavyweight champion and mandatory challenger of the division. The WBC has notified Mr. White and his team of the WBC suspension and that it will afford Mr. White the opportunity to present its position to the WBC and at an investigative hearing which will take place at a place and time to be announced in the near future. Throughout its investigation and hearing, the WBC will afford Mr. White and his team the opportunity to present any available information and materials and any exculpatory evidence that might deem appropriate. You know, right now, what is it? It's the 30th, July the 30th. He fought Oscar Rivas on the 20th. He got notification of the failed test on the 17th. Eddie Hearn was just harassed for answers at Maurice Hooker versus Jose Ramirez down in Texas. And DILLIAN WHYTE has released just one little small statement on his Twitter, you know, saying it's all rubbish. So in my opinion, I think they're going to go with the contaminated route. Something was contaminated. And according to the Box Athletic, the amount found in the system was so small, but still it's like, how did you get exposed to it? Now, we're no drug testing experts and all that old bullshit, but people want to know what the fuck is going on. And especially the biggest thing that's really grinding people's gears is that Oscar Rivas' team wasn't informed. So a lot of people feel, or fans feel, that falls on Eddie Hearn. It's like, yo, what the fuck? So how would you feel if, you know, like that happened with AJ and, you know, like, it's just, you know, it's a nasty situation. My job as media is to cover the shit. And by the way, my podcast is launching soon, but that's nothing compared to the live show we got coming, where we're going to be doing live streams on stuff like this. Not, you know, as soon as the news come out, because everybody's going to be all over it. You know, I like to wait for the shit to marinate, for more details to come out. So, for example, right now, damn, I don't get my clock up here. It is 4:51 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, just about an hour or 2 hours or so. I'm going to be going into Philly to see Carl Frampton for some content. Probably tomorrow morning, what we would have done is we would have done, you know, a call-in show, you know, somewhere in the afternoon, you know, after the Boxing Voice. You know, but this is a situation where it's like the court of public opinion is out, you know. And the silence over on the side of Sky Sports and guys like Tony Bellew and all that. Even when I listened to Spencer Farron, at least he had the balls to talk about it. You know, over there in the UK, they like, you know, it's like nothing ever happened. They act like it doesn't exist. Nothing on Sky Sports. And now he, you know, his WBC status is not there anymore. Wilder does not have a mandatory. Crazy. The same thing happened with Alexander Povetkin, which is the reason why Dillian Whyte didn't get his mandatory eliminator sooner. Because when, you know, the Povetkin thing got things pushed back, then Wilder had an injury, got things pushed back. Then Luis Ortiz failed the drug test, so Dominic Breazeale and Bermain Stavern couldn't fight. So then Bermain Stavern got his rematch. Crazy. You know, it is, you know, it's a saga. Because now what does Eddie Hearn say about this? Now, of course, he had to know it was coming. You know, but now it's like, damn, his mandatory, you know, he's got to fight to get it back. With evidence, you know. This is bigger than the Big Baby Miller PED scandal. Especially with the radio silence. What the fuck? Why is everything so quiet? Why? You know, why is Sky Sports Boxing or those guys, you know, not even tweeting like, well, I hope it's not true. I've heard about the Dillian. Where you at, Sky Sports, Johnny Nelson? Where you at, Tony Bellew? Where you guys at? I understand Dillian Whyte is heavily well respected over there in the UK, but come on. If this is true. Now, I'm not saying pass judgment. Come on, come on. I'm not saying pass judgment. What I am saying, you know, why you not talking about it? Why y'all not talking about it? The shit looks, y'all looking suspect over there. And, you know, it's a shame because if Dillian Whyte wasn't so loved, if it was another boxer, y'all would have been throwing him. Yeah, y'all would have threw two buses on him if it was another fighter. Now, me, I don't be jumping a gun around. I said that from the very beginning. Every time a fighter failed a drug test, I'd be like, let's wait, see how this shit plays out, because you never know. I've been covering this shit for so long. I don't be like, oh, he's a drug cheat. Especially, you know, look at the Billy Joe Saunders situation, perfect situation, where the drug that, you know, he got popped for was legal over there, but not over here in accordance to the VADA. But yet the fight, because it was here in the States, was governed by VADA, even though he would have been cleared if it was over in the UK. But Demetrius Andrade wouldn't have been cleared. It's weird, you know. You got to know shit like that before you just start jumping the gun, like calling people cheats and shit, you know. The Big Baby Miller thing, though, especially when, you know, you got to digging on that and seeing that, you know, the only way the drug could have gotten in the system was injected. Then he's saying it's for his elbow. But Dillian Whyte, we trying to give him the benefit of the doubt, or at least some people trying. It's like, you know, bro, this shit is ugly as fuck. You know, what if Charles Barkley used to say, uglier than two fat women fighting over a pork chop and some shit in greens? The last plate of pork. Two ugly chicks fighting over the last plate of pork chops and greens. That's how ugly this is. Two fat chicks. You know? Quote unquote Charles Barkley. So, you know, we're going to get back to this story a little bit later on in the week. I'm on a little bit of a vacation, you know, up until next week when I got to start live streaming again and get back to full time and start getting on my Spence versus Porter build up. Right? I'm TstreeT Controversy with FightView360.com. Please subscribe.